Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I had asked you in the last video if you guys want me to cover more speculative positions, and there was some interest around that. I was told that if you do cover speculative positions, please identify what kind of risk we're covering and what kind of allocations should one expect. Obviously this is not financial advice, but I'll cover all of those things in this video. I do think the risk reward is still skewed a little positive, and I have upped my position a little bit this morning. I sold on the initial bump, and towards the end of the day, towards the market close, I added back a little bit to my position. So the ticker symbol is MFI. The name of the company is MF International, M Finance. It was a traditional trading platform. The company was not doing so well. It was on the path to bankruptcy. IPO'd at $4.50, I believe, and was trading at around 86 cents when this man Yuan Davi came in and bought up 68% of the company for 86 cents a piece. So there's two classes of shares in this company, Class A and Class B. He bought out all the Class B shares. Class B shares have 20 times more voting right than the Class A shares. So he bought out 68% of the company. The float is very small now, and they've also done a reverse stock split today, 8:1. So they didn't have to do the reverse stock split, but they did it just to make sure that the company actually, I believe that he's trying to lower the float and making sure that there's a possibility for raising funds in the future, and also this kind of the lower float also helps the stock to go up. That's just the case, right? So they're doing the reverse stock split. There's going to be barely any float available, and that's my thesis about this, that the price will go up. And I'm going to talk about how I see this company, what they're going to do. That's just my hypothesis, and I might be right, I might be wrong, but I just wanted to document this for the future, because I use this channel as basically my way of journaling my ideas and how I'm thinking in a certain situation. And after a few years or a few months or something, I'm going to go back to the video and see, okay, what was I thinking at that time? How was I right? What happened, and how it played out and things like that. So basically, Yuan Davi, as I said, he was the founder of Huobi. He also is the CEO now of Coldar, and I think Coldar is going to have the connection with MFI, and I'll cover why and how I see this playing out. This is just my opinion as of now. So as we know, stablecoins are all the rage right now. The US has implemented the Genius Act, which has been a huge tailwind for crypto, as well as just stablecoins in general. And we've seen the seen alts and Ethereum doing really well, which is basically going to be the base layer for most stablecoins. I did mention that on my X, so if you guys don't follow me, I would highly recommend, because I do share ideas and I'm right more often than I'm wrong. And so MFI was put on my radar by this gentleman here, Mike. His username is here. I'll leave it in the description as well. If you don't follow me, that's fine. Follow this guy if you like money. Mike is just, he never misses. So I know he's not watching this is not promotional or something. He has way more followers than I do, almost 10 times. So I don't have anything to gain. I really would I really recommend following him, and he shares some really good research and extremely brilliant man. He shares some really good ideas, and I've personally benefited a lot from some of the research that he does. I've seen 3 or 4 multi-baggers just from Mike's research over the last 6 to 8 months. So I highly recommend following him. I will leave his and my X as well if you want to follow me as well. I would appreciate a follow there too. So yeah, so basically MFI, the Stablecoins Act has gone through, and it's gonna be huge for the stablecoin providers in China. And so my thesis here, as I was covering, and that was the reason why I had it open, but I closed it. Sorry. So yeah, my thesis here is Coldar is cold storage platform. Now in Hong Kong, they're making this rule where 98% of the crypto has the stablecoins have to be stored in cold wallet storage. So with Coldar, there's going to be a huge demand for this type of service, like what Coldar is doing right now. So my thesis around this is what I tweeted today to Mike's tweet here, which I said, I'm not sure if this will be the reason, this will be how it plays out, but I think there's a decent possibility that the reason why MFI is being bought up by Yuan Davi is because of this. So I basically said, hey Mike, thanks for your amazing coverage on this. Do you think the MFI's announcement will be to merge with, amalgamate, or acquire Coldar, Yuan Davi's other venture? It would make so much sense, as Coldar would be a massive beneficiary from the 98.2 rule. Just speculating. So 98.2 rule, let's get through it real quick. What is the 98.2 rule? So this is from the the appendix that was released by the Hong Kong authorities. So platform operators should implement proper procedures to ensure the proper classification of client hot and cold wallets and calculation of the amount of clients' virtual assets held in these wallets. In particular, platform operators should ensure that all client assets they received are included in the calculation, regardless of whether these virtual assets have passed their internal checking and verification processes. Platform operators should also promptly transfer client virtual assets to the client cold wallets when the 98.2 requirement has been breached. So 98.2 requirement is basically that 98% of the stablecoins should be kept in cold wallet, and only 2% are to be kept in hot wallets. So if you're unfamiliar with crypto, like it's very hard to, it's relatively hard. Like think about a hot wallet as your as your personal wallet, and think about a cold wallet as a safe where you have to go in and make a concrete effort to actually get the money out. It's just done for safety purposes, because hot wallets are very easy to hack and stuff. Cold wallets are hard to hard to hack. So this is what I see playing out. Coldar is going to be a direct beneficiary from this this whole trend. So I could see MFI coming in, buying out Coldar, and then just selling the services to other stable coin providers. And that's where I think the the moat for Coldar or MFI is going to come from. They're not going to be the stablecoin issuer. They might be as I said, picks and shovels to this whole ecosystem, and they might be able to get a lot of demand just from that. The other thing is, so Yuan Davi actually started Huobi and Coldar with his friend Justin Sun, and Justin Sun is the founder of Tron, which also is going public with through a SPAC with SFM, so SRM, I think SRM Entertainment. So that's another connection. There could be they might announce a deal with them, or with his connections in the crypto industry in Hong Kong and in China, which has gone through its own regulatory headwinds for so long. There's a possibility that those OGs in China, he goes to them and sets up, because this is going to be a requirement. So there's going to be a huge need for Coldar and its infrastructure, right, and its software and everything else. So there's a good possibility that MFI actually provides the rails around those systems. So the other thing that I want to talk to you about here today, which I feel is something that's really important to cover, is the fact that the 8-to-1 stock split has happened. So they had already regained the compliance. So your stock has to trade above I think $1 for 30 consecutive days. And when the news was announced, they had already got the compliance. They didn't have to do the reverse split, because reverse split sometimes is done, say something is trading at 30 cents, a company does a reverse split, you get 1 share for every 4 shares you own, and if the stock is trading at 30 cents, it goes up to $1.20, and then you're able to regain compliance. So it's a way to it's a backhanded way to regain compliance with the with the SEC. So they didn't have to do this because they already had the compliance. The stock was trading at $4, but they actually went back and they did the reverse split. Now these shares are going to go down to, I think it was 575,000 shares. So the stock is going to go up to $32 tomorrow, roughly, based on what was the closing price today. And these stocks, there's only 525,000 shares that are going to be traded. So I had a couple of people that have commented in the past saying that I'm pumping and dumping the stock. I am not. I don't have that much capital. I wish I did. I wouldn't have pumped and dumped anyways, but it would have been nice to have 10% of this float, to be able to afford that. But I'm just saying there is no real I don't have any agenda or anything, because I have been some people have commented in my post saying that I have agenda and I'm trying to bump and dump the stock. There's nothing like that. I have a small position, and I will benefit if the stock goes up. If it goes down, it is what it is. I do think that with the float being even tomorrow after the reverse merge, it's probably going to be around $15 million. So if there is some sort of announcement that comes out in the next 30 to 40 days, they're preparing for it, obviously. And then when that comes out, we can see the stock price surge. They haven't haven't announced an ATM facility or something that will dilute the shareholders. I'm sure Yuan Davi wouldn't want to dilute himself, right? Because he owns 69% of the company. So his intrinsic motivation is to make sure that this company benefits, and that's the other huge thing about the stock, that if the founder owns or not the founder, but if the owner owns more than 2/3 of the company, there's a good chance that he's not going to dilute himself. And even if he does, he probably thinks that there is room for growth. in this company. And if they do offer the rails, like this company is only like the total market cap is less than $50 million right now. So like, you know, this company could potentially like 2x, 3x, and we know if the mania phase like hits, we can really see the stock going crazy. So from this video, I would say if you want to look into it, I would highly recommend checking it out. Follow Mike. I would highly recommend that as well, because Mike is like one of the, if not the best, like according to